Hey y'all, welcome to another Soft Skills for Success lesson. I'm Miss Faith again, and we're on week 4. I'm super excited. So before I get into our next topic though, I want to quickly remind us of week 3, what I talked about last week, because it is super important and we'll actually see it again in this lesson. So stay tuned. We talked about persistence last week. Persistence. So persistence is continuing on even when it's hard. Yeah. Persistence is that drive to keep going even when it's difficult. You keep going no matter what. I gave you guys some tips on persistence and all that good stuff. It was a good lesson. But today I'm going to move on and we are going to talk about teamwork. Teamwork. And later you'll see our persistence comes into teamwork. So we are talking about teamwork today. So teamwork is all about working with someone to accomplish something. You're working with someone else to accomplish something, another person or a group of people, whatever the case may be. But you use teamwork when this thing just isn't able to be accomplished by yourself, or maybe you're required to work with someone. So if you're ever in a situation where you're required to work with someone or you need to work with someone to be successful, this idea of teamwork is super important. So we're going to talk about teamwork today a little bit, and I'm super excited. So first, I wanted to go over who are some people that we might have to work with, or some people that we might need to use teamwork with during the season of COVID-19. There's so many answers that you could say, because just about anyone could be someone you might have to work with. But I want to go over the more specific or more common people that we're probably needing to use some teamwork with right now. So maybe it is our parents that we need to have some teamwork with to maybe keep the house clean, or cook some dinner, or make sure everyone's getting their choice of TV show, or whatever the case may be. Our parents might be someone we need to use some teamwork with. Maybe it's our grandparents for another reason. Maybe we live with our grandparents and there might be some teamwork involved to make sure everyone being at home together all the time is successful, right? Maybe our siblings, if we have brothers or sisters or anything, we might have to work with them, right? Maybe we have chores and there's some chores that are too big to handle, and we have to work with our brother or sister to be able to make sure they get done successfully. Maybe if you're still in school and you're working online, maybe you and your teacher need some teamwork. Maybe you're struggling with something and you need them to help you, and that's some teamwork you can do there. Or maybe you're doing some Zoom sessions and that requires some teamwork because it requires both of you guys participating for it to be successful. So maybe your teacher. If you have a job and if you're still going to work, maybe your coworkers. So if you're at your job right now, some coworkers are going to be some really important people to work together with to make sure we make it through the COVID-19 season, right? Or maybe even some other family members, whoever the case may be, aunts, uncles, cousins, anyone might be. You might be working with other family members as well that I didn't mention. So there are so many people that you might be working on this teamwork with. So keep in mind, teamwork is working with others to get something done. So you could be working with any of these people to make sure they get done, right? A certain task gets done, so the whole home environment successful. It could be anything. And now I actually have 3 tips for teamwork that I think will help me when I'm working with other people. I think will help you, and that will make our teamwork super successful. So that is what I want to get into next. So I have this cool sheet right here that has my tips on it, but I'm going to go over one at a time to keep us on track and kind of break it down for us just a little bit. So our first one is be okay with compromise. Be okay with compromise. So with teamwork, we need to be okay with compromise. Compromising is agreeing to do something a certain way with someone else, even if it's not exactly what you want. A compromise usually means I have to give up something and someone else has to give up something to meet in the middle to be able to make something successful. So for teamwork, we have to be okay with compromise. Anyone we're working with is likely not going to want the same exact thing we do, or is going to want to do the same exact thing we do. So we are probably going to have to compromise to be able to come up with a solution that's going to help us out, right? And then number 2 is pay attention to everyone's strengths. Pay attention to everyone's strengths. I know I have people showing their muscles, but what this really means is pay attention to what people are good at. I might be really good at one thing, but you're really good at another. And so we can use those strengths to work together even better and make it get done even better, even faster, whatever the case may be. So pay attention to someone's strengths, because you don't want to be doing the thing you're bad at and let your partner or your group down, right? So you want to make sure you're paying attention to everyone's strengths, and your group or partnership of 2 people are using those strengths to be able to make sure that you guys are being successful and being efficient or doing things the easiest way for you guys, right? So that's our number 2, pay attention to everyone's strengths. And then the third one is be persistent. Be persistent. So I told you guys persistence is going to come in. So be persistent with teamwork. It might not happen overnight. You have to keep going at it. You have to continue on even when it's hard. Sometimes your first plan isn't going to go well in your group. So you might have to readjust and try again, just like if you're working by yourself. But you have to keep going with teamwork. You can't quit as soon as the team doesn't work out, right? So it's super important to keep going and being persistent with our teamwork when we're working in a team, right? So I want to go over my 3 tips one more time, and then I might tell you guys what's coming next week. So that'll be super fun. So my 3 tips for teamwork. See, it says up there, tips for teamwork. We have be okay with compromise. And then we have pay attention to everyone's strengths. And then we have be persistent. So those are my 3 top tips for teamwork, okay? Those are the 3 things I think that will be able to help you be successful in your teamwork, or be successful when you're working with other people to get something accomplished, right? So that is super fun. Guys, if you have not left a comment on a past video, a picture, anything showing me how you are using these soft skills, do it on this video. I want to see you guys working together. It can be with anyone or anything. I want to see you guys practicing your teamwork. And if you have not yet seen the other 3 videos, I did flexibility, advocacy, and persistence already. If you've missed 1, 2, or all 3 of those, make sure you get on and watch those on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you can find them through the DSA of Greater Charlotte. Make sure you find them, because I think they're super awesome. I've loved filming these for you guys. So if you missed them, go back and watch them. That's your homework. And part 2 of homework is have your parents or you take a picture of you practicing some teamwork and post it in the comments here so I can see it. I want to shout someone out in these videos. I'm waiting for someone to comment so I can do a shout out, okay? And then lastly, I want to go over what we are talking about next week. That is week 5. So now we are down to 2 more weeks of our Soft Skills for Success lessons. And next week, we are going to be talking about problem solving. Yes, problem solving. So that is going to be next week, and I cannot wait. I hope to see you guys then.